it's RJ with Tai Chi for you. Today's Meta Monday. So today we're going to be looking at breaking down the postures. So in Tai Chi, how do we learn a posture? Well, very simply, we have to break it down, and that's what our class is about today. We're going to start by getting into what's called mountain climbing stance. So here we just take one foot, we take a small step forward, so that toe is pointing forward. The back toe is pointing at a slight angle. And the reason for that is we don't want to twist the knee, and also it's going to be a much stronger way to stand. I'll give you a side view. So the side view, you'll see that my back knee will have a bend to it, my front knee will have a bend to it as well, and my body is always kept nice and straight. In all Tai Chi practice, the body is always kept nice and straight, regardless of we're moving forward or backward. So we have this stance here. You can see there's some space between my legs, and from this angle here, you can see there's some space going this way. So I'm not too much this way, and I'm not too much this way. Just a comfortable hips width apart for now. So in this stance, we're going to, whichever leg is forward, we're going to place the same hand forward with the palm reaching the sky. The other hand is going to be flat to the earth. So the fingers point forward. So you can see the fingers of both hands point forward. All right? The same leg and the same hand are forward, and the other hand is down somewhere around the belt or hip area. So this is going to be our starting position. This is called part the wild horse's mane posture. We're going to move into white crane spread the wings, and that's the posture I want to break down for you, because it's going to look very complex when I show it to you. But when we break it down over time, it becomes easier to understand. This is a posture that I've been doing for over 20 years, and I'm still working at it. The Tai Chi practice, it never stops evolving. You're always refining the movements, making them better, making them smoother. So we start in this position here. I'm going to give you different angles of how the posture looks, moving from this posture into the next one, and then we'll start breaking it down. So we start in this posture, and then we move into white crane spread the wings. Alright, so this is white crane spread the wings at this point here, and then typically it continues into the next posture. But we're only going to move up to this point here. So I'll give you that again from this angle. We start in part the wild horse's mane, and then we begin. Now there's a lot of body movement, a lot of movement in the arms. I'll give you a side view. So, what's going on there? So how do we break down something that seems so involved? Let's start with the footwork. The footwork, you're going to see, it's very simple footwork. The best thing to do is give you a side view. So we're in that mountain climbing stance to begin with. The only thing the feet are going to do is we're going to take that back foot and we're going to take a half a step in, but we're going to keep that angle. Remember I said in the beginning, the front toe is pointing forward and the back is angled out? You want that back foot to remain at that angled position as we step. So here, we're in this posture in our mountain climbing stance. The back foot takes a half a step in, and then the other foot just lifts off the ground slightly and places the toe on the ground. So it's sort of like two half steps. We start in this position, we take a half a step in, the front leg rises up and then places the toe down. Alright, so we start here. The front leg remains the front leg the whole time. We don't change legs. The front leg remains the front leg the whole time. We take that half a step in, the front leg rises up and places the toe down. And as your back leg becomes stronger and stronger, then you can sink a little bit lower on that back leg, maintaining a nice straight back, as that other toe rests on the ground. So once again, in this position, we take a half a step in, and then that front toe rises up, and then as your leg gets stronger, you can squat a little bit lower. So that's the only thing that happens with the footwork. Alright, so again, I'll show you the entire posture before we break it down. You'll watch my footwork, see what happens. I half a step in, and then I step out. So now the hand movements. Let's get into the hand movements. So for the hand movements, we can start in this position here. Just for now, we'll start with the feet about hips width apart, toes pointing forward, and we'll start in this position with the arms. So when we step, what I want you to do is simply cross the arms. So the low hand stays low, and it just goes to the opposite hip. The high hand stays high, and you want it to go to the opposite shoulder. So that's it. The hands are going to stay high and stay low, and we're just going to cross the arms. And then from here, we simply uncross. So now the other hand is high, the other hand is low. So starting in this position, placing one hand high with the palm facing the sky, the other hand placing the earth, flat to the earth. The high hand goes to the opposite shoulder. The low hand goes to the opposite hip. And then we simply uncross. The other hand is now high, the other hand is low. So we can incorporate that into the stepping. So again, taking a small step forward with either foot, whichever leg is forward, the same hand is forward, palm facing the sky. The other hand flat to the earth, somewhere around the pocket. So now we're going to take a half a step in with that back leg, and I think I should give you the other view, make it a little bit more clear. As we take that half a step in, I'm going to cross my arms like we just talked about. Now, as the front leg rises up and the toe is placed down, we uncross the arms to this position. Alright, so let's do that again. So we're here, we begin here. I step in, I cross my arms, and then I step out and I uncross. Alright, so I'll show you the fluidity of eventually what it's going to look like. So we start here, you'll see there's more body movement and more arm movement, but we're slowly getting there, we're breaking it down. We start here, I step, and then I finish. So again, there's more body movement and the arms are doing a lot more than simply crossing and uncrossing, but we need to start somewhere. And then over time, these movements get refined and they become smoother and better. So once again, starting here, whichever leg is forward, same hand is forward, and the other hand is to the earth. I step in, and I cross the arms. I step out, and I uncross. As I step out, I uncross. So the hands, what you want to remember is, the hands are not in back of me, or even on the side of me when I finish. The hands are a little bit in front of me, in front of my body. The low hand is kept flat to the earth. The other hand is almost, you can see the palm. You're looking at the palm. And what you want is, you want a nice roundness to the arms. So imagine that you're holding a big beach ball in your arm. You're resting a big beach ball in your arm. And over on the low hand, you're holding a big beach ball under the arm. So this is the sort of really large openness of this posture. And once again, the hands are somewhat in front of us. They're not on the side or even in back. So we're here. So we start, the hands, one hand is high, one is low. When you step in and cross, they remain in that position. This hand remains high, this hand remains low. I step in and I do that crossing. It's only when I uncross that the low hand becomes high and the other hand becomes low. Alright, so once again, we can start in this position. As I step in, my arms cross, and then as I step out, they uncross. So you can see, over time, the movements will get better and better. Once again, I'll give you the whole posture. Eventually it'll look somewhat like this. So what's going on is I'm not simply crossing and uncrossing at the same time. What I'm kind of doing is I begin to cross, but I'm also scooping upwards. As I'm here, I'm sort of crossing but scooping upwards, and then sort of uncrossing at this point here, and then this hand finishes. It has to do with body turn, what's going on with the body when the hands are making certain movements, but it's something that just happens over time. I wanted to show you this movement because, you know, it is a complex movement, but I just wanted to show you that even the most complex, this is not the most complex, but even some of the complex movements, you can really break them down and understand them simply by focusing on what the legs are doing, and then looking at what one arm is doing, and then what the other arm is doing. And then eventually, once you understand all those separate components, putting it all together. So that is today's lesson for Better Monday, breaking down the postures. Until next time, take care, have a good day. This is RJ with Tai Chi for You. Take care.